My dear dark ones, welcome to my channel. Today is a pick a pile tarot reading, and I want to know how to activate your supernatural abilities and power that you have, that it might be dormant and you don't know how to use it, and you feel that you have it, but you just can't tap into it. So I have pile number 1 and pile number 2. You can pause the video and choose the one that you like the most. I will be starting with this pile. Also remember that this is a collective reading, so only take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. And you can listen to both of the piles, so you can pick up the bits and pieces that actually really close to your heart. So I already shuffled the card, so let's start and see how can you activate your supernatural abilities. So I see for you, you are the most spiritually active, I can say, when you are in love or when you are excited about something, when you're passionate, when you are inspired. You have a very artistic soul and mind. And for you need to have this beautiful connection with either a person or the universe or with something. And this thing on a person, they will ignite your passion, and this passion will help you to tap into your abilities the most. If you are like this, if you are a person that needs to be activated, so to say, for you, the best way to activate your abilities is through a guide or a teacher. And because it's the Lover's card and it represents human beings, so you need a teacher, a guru in flesh, a person who will teach you. It could be someone that you admire or someone that for you represents what it is that you want to achieve in your life, especially when we're talking about witchcraft and magic. It could be a person online or person who lives next door. It could be your friends. It doesn't really matter. For you, it's all about connection and energy. So the best way for you to activate your abilities is to find a teacher who will teach you the things that you want to learn. So for example, if you want to learn tarot, you should go for a tarot reading course, or you should ask your friend to teach you. Being this creative, this unusual, airy, rebellious person as yourself, it's very difficult to learn from books or from practicing something that you don't even know what you're practicing. For example, you can read a book on magic or a spell and you try to perform it at home, but you're always gonna feel that there is something missing, the most important part that you don't get. And it's not because you don't get it, it's just because you don't really understand unless you see or you feel. You are an energetic being, so for you this exchange of energy and seeing a person doing what you want to do is the most important part of your learning process. You know, some people, they can audio listen to a book on witchcraft and they just start doing a lot of things that are easy for them, but for you, you actually need to be in front of a person. You learn through human interaction, so find a teacher that will let you understand what you are and how to become yourself. Also, you need to learn in groups, because when you see that others are capable of doing something, you become competitive. You feel like you can do better and you want to be better, not because you're arrogant, but because you have this, feeling that when it comes to supernatural, you're actually better than a lot of people around you. And it's actually true, you should believe that. So for you, workshops, group tarot workshops or magical circles where you can read or learn or just watch someone perform ritual, it will be the best for you than reading books or learning something online. If you learn something online, it should be one-on-one. Your teacher should be in front of you and only showing you or talking with you about how the things should be done. Then for you, of course, it's practice. You have to do everything yourself. Your teacher can tell you how to do things, but then if you don't try yourself, if you don't actually put your hands into it, there is no way you're going to learn. It's like if you didn't try it yourself, your mind just don't remember it. You are a very difficult person to teach because your mind is very peculiar. You can do the most difficult task very easy, and you can probably invoke demon or an entity on your first try, but something simple like, for example, lighting candles on your altar will be very difficult for you because you will be so concentrated on the shape of the candle or where the mirror is supposed to be, because for you everything has to make sense, but not logical sense, your own sense and your own logic. So the teacher is the best for you because the person will guide you and teach you exactly the way you need to learn. I will pull last 3 cards. You are amazing at bringing chaos and mess into everything that you do. So your magic will be very different from any type of magic that's around you for sure. You perform the best when there is a guidance, but you can go around it. You need to build your own routine, your own magical thing, ritual, spell. And the more your personality is in your work, in your practice, the better it is. Honestly, I feel for you it's the only option how you can learn something. And also, if you don't know anyone who can teach you at the moment, you can always go online and watch YouTube videos on how people do things. You can pick up easily just by looking at others what they do. For you, it's not even important to hear what they do. It's just like you can see the tiny details, what they put where, you know, and you are sometimes get concentrated too much on the details. So you need to this, I don't know, a guide, you know, a person who guides you into these details until it becomes your own to the point when you don't need the teacher anymore, you know, and you're gonna be good just by doing everything yourself. You have so much magic in you. You have so many gifts and abilities, but you just stuck sometimes on tiny little things that hold you back. And I understand why a lot of people are like that, but I do know that you will find a way to learn and to practice and to actually overcome these ideas about how it all should be done, and you will learn how to use your own gift and your own energy instead of any other objects or tools which you actually don't need. Okay, let's go to the second pile. So the second pile, let's see how you can activate your dormant supernatural abilities. So for you, it's kind of difficult because first of all, your gifts and abilities, they do come from your bloodline. So you are born with these abilities, and the best way to learn it from your ancestors, especially the ones who are alive, your parents, grandparents, any siblings that you have. I feel like it's a little bit difficult for you because your family is either in hiding or they don't practice, like they're not serious about that, and you're probably the only one who is extremely serious about your abilities and you want to continue the bloodline's legacy. So for you, the best way to learn, if you have this opportunity, just ask your ancestors, the living ones, how they do this or that. You probably have a grandmother who reading tea leaves or doing coffee readings, or your mom maybe play with tarot. So use any opportunities to talk about this. If it's not possible, you have to connect with your ancestors who are belong to your bloodline and they already passed away. Maybe it could be ancestors who are your grandparents, or it could be ancestors from 16, 12, 3rd century. And connecting with them is actually very difficult in the beginning. That's why probably sometimes you feel that you have power, but sometimes you feel that you cannot do anything. It's like nothing's working, your magic not working, you cannot heal anyone. You know, you just feel disconnected from the supernatural. It is because it's very tricky to connect with your bloodline, with your ancestors. The only thing you can do is just to try to come to them for help, talk to them, and practice. If you know what your bloodline was practicing, you have to do exactly the same. And eventually, one day, maybe a month later, maybe 1 year, maybe 3 years later, you will come into your power naturally without doing anything if you practice every day. There will be a moment where your ancestors will come to you and they show you everything that you need to know or everything that's missing. But you have to come to your power through practice. Practice is very important for you. You have to work with people, and probably this is something that you don't like, but you have a lot of healers and shamans, witch doctors in your bloodline. So working with people is the must. Another thing that I have to tell you, that you cannot work for free. You always have to ask something in return. In your bloodline, everyone who's been working and practicing witchcraft, magic, healing, shamanism, they always took payments, and it should continue with you. If you are not good enough or not comfortable enough to accept money now, you can accept anything. It doesn't need to be money. It could be like food or just something silly that you can get from people. It just needs to be an exchange of energy. Anything they can give you for your reading or for your healing will be good for you. The moment you do that, it's like you're declaring to the universe that you're accepting the gift of your ancestors and you're willing to continue your bloodline's legacy. So you have to show to the universe and to your ancestors that you are serious about this and you want to become like them. This is one of the things that you can do to activate your gifts. Also for you, you have to work with people. You will learn more through practicing than you ever learn through reading books or going to a teacher. So for people in the first pile, they need to find a teacher. For you, you need to practice, and you will see how your power will grow and how amazing you are. I see that for you, there will be a lot of going through dark and light, because your power comes from the darkness. Your ancestors used to work with dark entities, with dark energy, dark magic. For you, sometimes it's something scary, but this is what makes you the magician, the witch, dark and light, you see. So you have to come into peace, to understanding with the darkness, and you have to bring it into your practice as well. For you, it's very important to learn the old ways. So learning runes, tarot cards, voodoo magic, whatever it was used in your bloodline is very important, but also whatever it is that you personally like will help you to activate your powers. Actually, judging by the cards, I can say that your powers are actually really, really strong already. You having more a mental block than actual magical, so to say, block. You are confused, and I can say that you don't really believe in yourself, you don't believe in your power. You always find an excuse why it's not going to work, and you don't put your energy, your true energy, into the work that you do. You can do a spell, sometimes you can do a ritual, sometimes you can do, maybe you read tarot for someone, right? But it's never serious for you because you don't take yourself seriously. And I know you know that you have so much power and potential. but you always find excuse to not believe and to not accept this power. I feel like for you, one of the most important thing to do in order to activate your abilities is to actually start believing in yourself. You have to declare to yourself and to the universe, to your ancestors, that you are who you are. Either a witch, a mage, shaman, healer, occultist, whatever it is you want to be, it's not even important. It's just important to establish that it is who you are. And dogs are so funny. For someone, it's probably Hecate, because she's the one with the dogs. Anubis, Hades, dark entities. You see, there's always a sign for you in when it comes to who you should work with. It's like you know, but you always push it away, this knowledge and this understanding of your own power. Honestly, there's so many pentacles. When I'm talking about power and I see this, it always tells me that you have to charge people. So you have to, if you want to learn something, you don't have to learn as someone who is fascinated by tarot or runes, for example. You have to learn like you are going to become a tarot reader. You know, you're learning how to read for people right away. Also, I feel like there is always someone with you on the cards, right? You're never alone. And it's not only ancestors, but it's also, I feel like your partner, the one that you choose in your life, should also be witchy and into supernatural. So together you can learn a lot. You always need to be surrounded by people who are into exactly what you are into. Someone who will push you, someone who will challenge you, someone who will help you to grow together. So for you, finding the right partner, a right person, it could be even a friend. Partnership could be not only romantic, but it could be friendship. It could be just, you know, if you're living with someone, if you're renting out a space for someone, or you are renting out a space, you're renting it. The person who lives with you should be also magical. They should always do tarot, and it will help you so much more than anything else out there. For you, invocation, necromancy is very important. Even if as a healer you have to at least try it, because the other side is very open for you, and you have to try to see what you like and what you dislike in order to actually become who you are. And I feel there's so much potential. You are actually a person who can become very famous, like Aleister Crowley, Eliphas Levi, Madame Blavatsky. You can become one of those people who are influencing the world of the occult and supernatural for centuries to come, if you actually find your power, acknowledge it, and believe in yourself, most importantly. So learning for you will be easy and probably very fast. Less than a year, you can become someone very influential in the world of occult, if you allow yourself this to happen, if you believe that this is something that it's meant for you. So practice, practice, and practice. I will stop here. My magical creatures, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.